Hey Waffle Crew, I hope you're all doing great. I'm Mark, and today we're diving into some fresh Reddit tales. If you enjoy a good Reddit story, consider giving a like, subscribing, or even tapping that notification bell. Let's jump right into the first story, sending you all tons of love. Our first tale comes from a subreddit about saying no. Before we start, there's a trigger warning for entomophobia, which is a fear of insects. The post reads, "My 22F boyfriend 23M slipped a roach into my pants, knowing I have a severe roach phobia. This phobia is intense. I can't handle close-up images of roaches. I feel nauseous near them, and I'll cry if one touches me. I despise them. If I spot one in a room, I can't sleep. I'm in therapy for this, aware it's a mental health issue I need to address. My boyfriend is the logical nerd type, not a jock. But he calls me overly emotional when I cry, labels me weak, and so on. I ended things with him a year ago after he deliberately took my car keys to work, preventing me from attending an ex's funeral. His excuse? He didn't want to deal with me grieving over another man. He promised to change, went to therapy, and seemed better. When my roommate bailed, he offered to cover rent, moved in, and we restarted our relationship. Recently, he's been irritated because my cat kills roaches, and I can't bring myself to dispose of them. This morning I was, undressed and wanted my pajama pants. He handed them to me. When I put them on, I felt something crunchy near my backside, pulled it out thinking it was trash. But it was a dead, squished roach. A wing fell off as I flung it away. I started vomiting and crying uncontrollably, feeling utterly violated and filthy. I kept reliving the moment, hyperventilating, curled up and screaming. I was terrified another roach was on me. Neighbors knocked, concerned. My boyfriend shouted at me to stop being a dramatic mess and toughen up, calling me a baby and mocking me, saying a roach can't hurt a grown woman. He claimed he was helping my therapy by doing this. After 3 showers and more vomiting, I called my best friend to pick me up. I'm crashing on his couch while my boyfriend blows up my phone. I want to end things and evict him, but am I overreacting? His mom and sister texted me saying I'm using my phobia as an excuse to be theatrical, claiming he was just trying to help. I know a 22-year-old fearing roaches seems childish, but this felt cruel. Am I wrong for being furious he tricked me into this? Absolutely not. A loving partner doesn't do this. You're addressing your phobia in therapy, and he traumatized you instead of supporting you. During what sounds like a panic attack, he insulted you. And as these types often do, he got his family involved, likely spinning a twisted version of events. They might just be as unkind as he is. A true partner supports you through fears, not weaponizes them. Looking back, the car key incident and other red flags likely stand out. Dump him. There's no coming back from this. He knew your fear and crossed a line, then mocked you. Gold says he's irredeemable. The original poster, OP, responds to a similar post about a spider prank, saying it's spot on. Any therapy progress is gone. I keep crying, feeling roach legs on me despite scrubbing myself clean. I feel disgusting. A roach was near my private areas. I'm nauseous thinking about it. She adds, I want to call my parents to move back home while I find a new place. I can't stay in that house, but it feels like defeat. How do I tell my dad? I'm ashamed for dating him, for not being normal, for the roach touching me. A commenter says, this guy and the spider prank guy should marry and live on a bug-infested island, throwing insects at each other, calling it a joke, then nuke it. OP notes her boyfriend fears snakes but dismisses her phobia, saying snakes can kill, unlike roaches. Another commenter, without a roach phobia, says they'd be livid if their spouse did this. He violated your feelings. Cognitive therapy might help, but don't do it for him. OP replies, I'm done with him. I want therapy for me. I can't freak out like this if I have kids someday. Another user, also unbothered by roaches, says this behavior is unacceptable, especially the insults. They ask how OP can ghost him since they live together. OP explains, our lease is 6 months, almost up. I'll pay the fee to leave. He seemed great initially, but I was naive. In updates, OP says she called her brother, who's informing her parents. Her friend is grabbing her cat and essentials. Her brother will drive 3 hours to collect her things so she doesn't have to return. She's scheduling therapy in her hometown and works remotely, so that's covered. She's unsure how to break up, as her ex posted on Facebook, falsely accusing her of cheating. She's considering ghosting him. In a final update, OP confirms she has her cat and is home. She posted the truth on Facebook, updated her status to single, blocked him, and logged out. She found another dead roach in her purse, threw it out after more tears, and is scared to check her belongings. Her family promised to inspect everything. Thanks, Reddit. I'm not crazy. This is my last update. I'm done thinking about this. What a horrific act. Putting another roach in her purse. OP's support system, with her brother driving hours and her family checking her things, shows true care, unlike her ex's cruelty. Ghosting was smart, and I hope OP moves on from this awful person. It's unsettling he's still out there, but good for OP for escaping. What do you think? Share below, and let's move to the next story. This tale comes from a throwaway on the Am I the Jerk subreddit. It reads, "My parents are pushing me to fund my brother's grad school with money they never mentioned. I'm 30F, financially independent since college, worked full-time while studying, and recently paid off my loans. I'm saving for a house and skipped grad school because I couldn't afford it. My parents always said we were on our own after high school. My brother, 22 million, is brilliant, earned a full ride to a top state school, and graduated with honors. I'm incredibly proud. Now he's accepted into a prestigious grad program, but his scholarships and internship don't cover the high tuition and housing costs in an expensive city. My parents asked me to chip in $15,000 for his first year, saying they'd match it and he'd borrow the rest. I refused. I've worked a decade for my goals and can't pause my house savings, especially since I had no help for similar opportunities. Then my mom mentioned using my other fund for him. Confused, I learned they saved $25,000 for my future wedding, never mentioning it when I considered grad school or now, while saving for a home. They said it was only for a wedding, and since I'm single, they're giving it to my brother for his immediate need. I was furious. I never had a chance to use that money, and now it's going to someone else. I felt betrayed and sidelined. My mom called me unfair, saying the money wasn't promised, and since I don't need it for a wedding, it's better used for something meaningful. My brother didn't know about the fund either and feels bad but wants to attend school, thinking we're all supporting each other. I don't blame him, but I feel my parents are punishing me for being practical. Why did mom even mention the money if I didn't know about it? It felt spiteful, like, if you won't give $15,000, we'll use your wedding fund instead. It's as if my only value is marriage, not my own goals. Top commenter says, not the jerk. It's sexist to save for your wedding, but not your education or a home. I've saved for my daughter's futures, letting them choose how to use it. It's their money, but your parents' choice to redirect it was cruel, especially revealing it while taking it away. OP responds, that's what hurt most. Was my brother's grad school worth funding, but I'm only worth a wedding? To another, OP clarifies, Mom didn't mention replacing the fund. They helped me in college by letting me live at home, saving on housing. My brother's school was farther, but his scholarship covered it. On favoritism, OP says, they've never favored him this blatantly. I paid my loans, he can too. Another commenter notes, they might have covered other things for him secretly. OP admits, they saved me money by letting me live rent-free in college, covering my car and tuition. My brother's now at home, paying rent. Another says, it's sexist to fund his education, but not yours. Why no wedding fund for him? OP replies, they claim they saved for both of us, but I think it's nonsense they didn't discuss it when I considered grad school. On the program, OP says it's an MBA costing $100,000 yearly. His TA role, scholarships, and savings cover half. A commenter notes typical TA roles cover tuition and stipends, suggesting he find roommates to lower costs. OP says he's looking but priced housing for a solo studio. A month later, OP updates, thanks for the feedback. I don't plan to cut off my parents. They supported me by letting me live rent-free in college and helped academically, as I wasn't a natural student like my brother. Mother's Day was awkward. Mom didn't want to fight, but I left after brunch. We talked recently. My brother didn't know about the fund and feels terrible. He's rethinking grad school, considering work experience first. He applied to jobs and MBA programs, graduated early, and may defer to focus on work. He thought I'd help and planned to repay me, but realized it'd burden me. Mom was upset, saying he shouldn't miss this opportunity because I'm bitter. I said I'm not bitter, just hurt by learning about the money while being asked for $15,000. I missed opportunities due to no support. Dad explained they saved for my dream wedding after I was born, and for my brother's wedding or family needs. They planned to use both funds for his school and replenish mine later. Commenters highlighted the sexism, and it felt like I was valued for marriage, not success. Dad apologized. Mom less so, but they listened. I'm helping my brother with his resume. We're not fully healed, but it's better. OP adds, my parents put my name on the savings account. They asked I withdraw it gradually for tax reasons, but it's mine. Dad hopes I'll use it for a wedding, but it's my choice. My brother gets his at 30 for fairness. A commenter suggests a new account for OP alone, and she's checking tax laws to avoid issues. Why mention the fund at all? It felt like a jab. Dad's focus on a wedding over a house seems odd. Supporting a child's practical choice like a home feels more loving. What do you think? Share below. Huge thanks for engaging with these stories. Your support means everything. See you in the next one. Take care and much love.